A good night of Shabbos. Yesterday was a big Yom Tov, Koyach Sivan, the day, the 83rd anniversary of when the Rebbe and the Rebbetzin arrived in America. There's a story that one time the Frierdiker Rebbe went to Yeshiva Taim Chitmimim in Warsaw. And he came there they were davening Mincha, and the Bacher was davening for the Amud, didn't say Tachnun. So Frierdiker Rebbe asked, why aren't you saying Tachnun? And the Bacher said, if the Rebbe is here, we don't need to say Tachnun. And the Frierdiker Rebbe immediately responded, if the Rebbe is here, we don't need to sin. The Rebbe explains the reason why, although by Polish Chassidim they don't say Tachnun on the day of the yahrzeit of a tzaddik, of a Rebbe, in Chabad, on the contrary, there's no better day to say Tachnun than the yahrzeit of a tzaddik. And the Rebbe explains it's known the difference between the Polish Chassidim, that their motto is Tzaddik b'munasa yichya al tikre yichya li'chaya. The tzaddik sustains others through his faith. And therefore, on the yahrzeit of a tzaddik, when the tzaddik is going higher and higher, there's no need to say Tachnun, because his chassidim automatically are sustained. They don't need Tachnun. In Chabad, the motto is Tzaddik b'munasa yichya al tikre yichaya leyichya. The tzaddik doesn't sustain others, but rather he makes that they should live on their own. And therefore, on a day that the tzaddik is going higher and higher, it's on the contrary, it's a day when a chassid, when his follower has to do even more in order to connect, in order to make sure that he can go up with him. The day of Koyach Sivan is when the Rebbe and the Rebbetzin came to America. America is the bottom part of the world. It was, at that time, the darkest part, the most materialistic part of the world. And it's not only that the Rebbe came there and brought Chassidus over there, but rather America became the source, the headquarters for spreading Chassidus in the entire world. It wasn't just that it became a place where the light reached, but it's a place that became the source of the light. There's a letter from the Rebbe, where the Rebbe writes to a chassid, Rabbi Feivish Vogel. The Rebbe writes him a letter in English. At the end of the letter, the Rebbe writes a P.S. You write that you feel sad, I don't remember the exact words, depressed, because you're so far away. The Rebbe said, on the contrary, since you're on shlichus, we know that shluchai shel adam kemaisai, the messenger of a person is like the person himself. There's nothing closer, there's no closer place than to be able to be, there's no other way to be able to be kemaisai that's closer than the closest possible. The difference between the month of Sivan, as we know, is the third month, Gimel, the Gemara tells us in Shabbos, the word Gimel means Gemoil, to give. The month of Sivan is a month of giving from above, when Hashem gave the Torah to the world down here. But that's the month of Sivan the way it was from the beginning of time until our generation, that the whole idea of Sivan is that the light from above is able to reach even the lowest aspect, even the physical world. But when there came 83 years ago, Koyach Sivan, the power of Sivan, the ultimate purpose and meaning of Sivan is that not only the light reaches below, but the below itself becomes the source, Kemaisei Mamish. It becomes the actual reality of what godliness is all about. This is the source from which godliness is spread. There's a story that I heard from the person herself, but I don't want to use the name on this public forum. A woman who every pregnancy that she had, after 4 very tough pregnancies, the doctors told her, it's very dangerous for you to have another baby. It will be dangerous both for you and for the child. And therefore, they suggested you should have a restectomy. It means that you should do a procedure so you shouldn't be able to have any more children. And the best time to do it is now, after the previous birth. The woman didn't know what to do. And so she told the hospital, let me find out what the Rebbe has to say. And she called her father to ask him, please ask the Lubavitcher Rebbe, what should I do? Her father called up the Rebbe's office, and the Rebbe said, ask her Rav. It's a halachic question. Should you do the procedure or not? Ask her Rav. And so there was one of the doctors there who was a religious man, a religious Jew, and he asked her, what did the Rebbe say? So the Rebbe said to ask her Rav. He says, that's easy. All my medical questions, I ask Rav Moshe Feinstein in New York. So I'll ask him this question and we should get an answer right away. So he asked Rav Moshe Feinstein, what better Rav can you find than that? And Rav Moshe said, of course, according to what the Torah says, it's dangerous, it's life-threatening. She should do the procedure. The Rebbe said, ask a Rav. The Rav said, do the procedure, there's no questions. And so they told her, tomorrow morning at 6 in the morning, we're going to take you to prepare you for the procedure, which will be at 7 in the morning. She says all night she couldn't sleep and she was crying. At 5 in the morning, she called her father again and she said, I don't want to die, but I also want to have more children. And she was crying on the phone. Can you ask the Rebbe again? And so her father, at 5 in the morning, called up the Rebbe's office, or called up the Rebbe, managed to call the Rebbe. And the Rebbe said, if she's crying, let her do what she feels is the right thing, but no one should have any influence on her. It has to come from deep within her. And she knew right away what she feels is the right thing. When the doctors came, she said, I'm not going to the procedure. He said, you're a crazy lady. You're gonna die. She said, this is what I decided. This is what I'm doing. She had to sign a release form for the hospital. Her doctor said, since you're a crazy lady, if you fall pregnant again, I'm not your doctor. But eventually, when she did fall pregnant, the doctor said, you know, even though you're crazy, but you need to have a doctor, and I know your file, so I'll be your doctor. And sure enough, the doctor delivered the next 7 babies for her. What's the concept? There is the way it comes from above. That's the regular way. That's called Avodah of Tzadikim. Hashem says, and that's what's done. Then there's Avodah of Bali Tshuva, where the Jew, no matter where he is, even in the lowest part, in the lowest place in the world, even if he went down the path where he didn't do what was right, where he didn't listen to the Torah, he didn't listen to what the Eibishter says, and yet that Jew has the power to be the source of spreading Elokus in the world through tshuva, which transforms everything in the most powerful way. That's the koyach of Sivan, and that's where it continues also with tonight, Rosh Chodesh Tammuz. Tammuz is the 4th month. The 4th month is where the receiver, the Dalid, the Dal, the poor man himself becomes the source, becomes the giver. That's also the meaning of Korach. The Parsha of Korach, the Rebbe says, is Chok Reish. Chok means that it's engraved. It's part of Mitzu Ayam, which is also next week's Parsha Chukas. But in Chukas, the letters Chok don't have anything separating between them. And they end up till the very end, which is Tuf, which Tuf is the end of all the letters, the very bottom, because when it's the essence of a Jew, the essential connection of a Jew to Hashem shines and is there, then it can go all the way till the very bottom, till the Tuf, and bring Tchiyah, bring life. But Korach Korach didn't want that, and he had in the middle the interruption of the Rosh, which means he lacked bittul. He lacked the connection, and therefore the essence wasn't able to be revealed in him. For a Jew, we have to bring out. A lot of times, a lot of us think, I haven't done everything the right way. I haven't followed. Who am I to be able to say I'm far away? Who am I to be able to connect to the Eibishter? I've distanced myself through my actions. And the Rebbe says, no, shluchai shaladam k'moisei, since you are an emissary of Hashem in this world, everything you do, even the aspects of Dalid, of Tammuz, even the aspects of the lowest concepts, they're all in truth something which is part of your mission in the world. And the mission is to take the power and transform it. To take the darkness of the world, to take the darkest places, the darkest aspects, and transform it. And in fact, on Chavches Tammuz, on Chavches Sivan, Tavshin Nun Aleph, the Rebbe said a very powerful word. The Rebbe said the following: Mevart medarf nor kavyachol ankumen. We only have to, so to speak, reach the fact as a Yid that a Jew soll maskim sein. He should agree. Unachmer, moreover, soll velin. He should want. Unmachri sein, and he should proclaim. As nish nor higias mangulaschem, that not only the time of the redemption has arrived, nor the gula is da b'payal mamish, that the gula is actually here. The Eibishter, so to speak, the Rebbe says, is waiting for a Jew to agree to this fact, and not only that, he himself should announce it, should proclaim it, that the gula is here. That's what we're about. It's true that we're in the darkness, both individually, collectively, in the world around, and yet we have that power to proclaim it and to announce it through bringing out our shluchai shel adam k'moisei, our essential connection that we have with the Eibishter, and our essential connection that we have with the Nasi of a generation. And so therefore, as we go now to Shabbos Parshas Korach to the Chodesh Tammuz, as we come from Koyach Sivan, from the month of Sivan in general, and especially from the power of Sivan, from the strength and the deepest meaning of Sivan, it's up to every one of us that we can decide that it doesn't matter where I am and what I'm doing, I can bring Geula privately, individually, and collectively to the whole world, and demand and accomplish by the Eibishter that he should give the brachas to every single Jew, and especially in Eretz Yisrael, that every single Jew, it should be revealed that it's a place where Hashem's eyes are there constantly. And especially those who are revealing the power of Mesiras Nefesh, that they should be healthy, they should be strong, and those who need a refuah shlema should have a refuah shlema. There should be revealed to the entire world that Hashem's power, Hashem's true essence is inside His beloved nation, His only child, every single Jew. And bring the brachas for every single Jew, b'teiva nireva nigla, in open and revealed way, and specifically that the entire world should be transformed from the greatest darkness to the greatest light immediately on Erev Shabbos, Erev Rosh Chodesh Tammuz, that we should have the full Giluis, that we should be able to announce, and we should want to announce, and we should do it already now, that we're already, the Gula is actually here, and we should see it with our physical eyes immediately. Good Shabbos and good Chodesh.